Hey, 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 mamas, and welcome to Mom's Mouthing Off podcast with Christina and Diane. Join us as we talk about all things kids, marriage, and everyday adulting in a judgment-free zone. Because let's face it, this shit is hard.
And came with no instructions. So trying to keep it all together can seem near impossible. Here, we'll share our shit show stories in hopes that you find comfort in knowing you're not alone. And that we all have those moments that just make you want to say, what the fuck?
Hey, 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 everybody. What is going on, Diane?
Hello, Christina. What's up?
Oh, my gosh.
What was your week like, girl?
Okay.
Lay it all out.
By the time this airs, it'll be a little bit behind, but it is Valentine's Day week while we are recording this.
Love's in the air.
Oh, yes, and it sure is for my big Logan.
Uh-oh.
So do you remember when Logan was and Liam were both in kindergarten together?
Uh-huh.
And Logan made a girlfriend on the playground.
Yes.
And
they stayed in touch.
They stayed in touch. They even obviously Logan changed schools. She's still in the same school, but I mean, we all still live in the same town. But he has never forgotten about her. So this is like the longest fucking relationship ever. This started in kindergarten. He is in second grade. So we were filling out Valentine's Day cards, and he says, as he's coming to the end, he's like, "Can I fill one out for Amelia?" Which is the little girl's name.
Yeah.
And so I said, yeah, but that's fine. So he's like, okay. So he writes on the front, to Amelia, love, Logan. So I'm like, all right, well, did you want to write her a message in the back? He's like, oh, I have to think about what I want to say. I said, okay, well, take your time. So now we have to mail this to her because we don't see her on a normal basis. They don't go to the same school.
When was the last time you seen her?
I think she was over for a play date. I don't know. It's been about 6 months, at least 6 months.
Okay,
if not,
a while,
if not more.
And are those like play dates like kind of awkward?
I mean,
I feel like you're like creating a date.
Yeah, and it's like, and then they're up in the room, and I'm like, am I supposed to say leave the door open, or I'm like, they're 7, so I don't think I really need to make a thing out of it.
But it's crazy, like this day and age, it's like everything they know in the videos. It's like it's a strange question to think in your mind, like, when do I need to start worrying about this? But,
but anyway, so he's gonna mail her this Valentine's Day card. So he writes a message on the back, and he says, all right, he's like, please don't look at it. I'm like, no, buddy. Of course I wouldn't look at it. But I wouldn't do that to you. No problem.
Instead, I'm
not only am I going to read it, but I'm going to post it on Facebook so everybody can read it. So let me read it to you with the back.
He's going to be like 35 and listen to this.
I know.
Mom.
Pork, what the fuck, Mom?
It'd be really cute if they're married.
Yes, I know, right? So on the back of the card, he writes, top secret, don't tell. And there's all like things like, circles, and it's like, he wrote it really cute.
Aww.
Top secret, don't tell, from your boyfriend.
Wow. That is next level.
He says, I love you. You're the best.
Aww.
And it's just so adorable.
That is.
And it was like, he wrote out the envelope himself, and it was like the cutest thing ever. He wrote it so, for him, it was so neat.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But I was like, I'm like, not only did you send the little girl a Valentine, but you wrote your first piece of mail. This morning I had him put it in the mailbox, and I showed him.
It'll probably be his first and last because where we're going.
By the time he's like of mail age, I'm sure there will be no mail.
Their kids, our grandkids won't know what a mailbox is.
Exactly. So, but yeah, other than that, it's been a regular old week getting ready for Disney. As you can see over there in the corner, there's
that's right,
600 Disney shirts that I vinyled because you can't go to Disney and wear a regular shirt.
So you have a shirt for every day, it looks like over there. You got I can eyeball. Okay, ready guys? I'm gonna eyeball this out. I see now. Wait, what are the ones in the bag? Are those vinyl too? They're ready to go?
No, those are not. And then you don't even see Logan and Aria's aren't there because I put them separately because I didn't want them to see it because it's part of their Valentine's Day gift.
If I had to guess, there's about a dozen shirts or more.
Well, and it's also for my sister and her kids as well. So it's like a whole, because we're going all together. So everybody, and except for the guys. The guys didn't wear shirts because they're too cool.
Who's the Andy shirt for?
My sister.
Okay.
Yes. Do you know the Andy reference?
Is a Toy Story?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So my mom, because my mom wants to learn how to do the silhouette machine. So she's like, can you let me know when you're doing it so I can come over and watch? I was like, yeah, sure. So I was doing the Andy one, and she's like, why does it say Andy? And I'm like, oh my God, you clearly do not know your Disney references, Mom. Thanks. So she's like,
that's her side boyfriend.
Who is this for? I'm like, Denise, which is my sister, her daughter. She's like, well, why would she have it say Andy? And I'm hilarious. Like, it is a Toy Story. She's like, well, I would just assume that was like, maybe that was her name for short. Like her name was like Andrea or something. And I'm like, yeah, she just wrote her name across her chest and really, and
walked through Disney with
kids' handwriting. Oh God!
Yeah, my mom would have no clue. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I guess you have to be a Disney fan.
Exactly. I'm not like too crazy Disney fan.
I would say the majority of people in Disney will be able to
understand
who the fuck Andy is, especially when we're in Toy Story land. I sure as hell hope that they would know. But anyway, so while I was doing that, my husband surprised me, and he took care of everything downstairs, and he did the homework with the kids.
Nice.
And he unloaded the dishwasher and cleaned the sink and all of those fun things that
cleaning up.
Sorry, hon, but typically he does not do. So it was nice to not have to worry about it. But
that's nice.
I guess maybe he was just making up for a couple days prior when I was doing something. With Logan, and I was like, I'm trying to I don't remember what the hell we were doing, to be quite honest with you. It was some homework or some bullshit or whatever. And I was clearly losing my shit. The voice was raised. There was like,
You're reaching a boiling point.
Where like
if he farted, you would have fucking freaked like me?
Yeah. It was over the boiling point. Shit was like, and now I'm getting annoyed at him and I'm like, why can't you step in? You see, he's like,
he doesn't
so
yell.
After I'm done yelling at my son and he's doing wherever he went in his room, I'm like, I really just need you to step in. I'm like, we keep please, I need help. Like
when you're arguing with the kids.
Yeah. Like if I'm like, you
need backup.
So he says to me, he's like, okay, well, and we've had this is not the first time we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, can you give me, like, maybe we should have, like, a code word or something. I'm like, when my fucking head is spinning around like the fucking Exorcist, that is code sign for jump the fuck in now. Please.
Maybe it actually has to fall off and spin off.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, what other, like,
I know a good sign. I know one.
Yeah, what?
Take the spatula and just chuck it across the kitchen and whack him in the head, and that'll be his sign. I like it.
But it's like, dude, what in the actual
or anything in your vicinity? Just pick it up and throw it at him, and that'll be his sign. All right, Ed?
I'm like, I know you're so like kumbaya, and that's a part of what I love about you sometimes, but just like, what in the actual fuck? You see me like totally losing my shit.
Fucking
like
freaking,
clearly. Like that is a clear sign for step the
I need help.
Hell in.
SOS.
Please. Yes. I'm drowning. Send help.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you, Diane? How was your week?
Typical week with homework and all the bullshit involved, but we had a slight bombshell, not huge bombshell. I mean, we've always had it tucked in the back of our mind that this might happen. So
when did this happen?
We found out Sunday night.
Okay.
I had my parents over for dinner, and we found out that so their tenants in the house are moving out. And they are going to move back to New York.
Oh no!
Yes. Not like totally. They're going to be like the snowbirds like they really want it to be. So they'll, because that was the plan, the original plan all along.
Right.
And it just, things didn't work out that way. And they ended up helping out a lot. And so.
Which I'm sure has been great.
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, there's no greater feeling than knowing that your kids are with someone you trust 1,000%. Like,
right.
There's no greater comfort. You know what I mean? Like, it's been awesome. And, and not that I ever did take it for granted, but it's like, you don't realize what you have until it's gone type of thing. And
right.
I knew what I had, and I'm always very grateful for what they do and, picking up the kids and feeding them and,
right.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's coming to an end, and not like all the time. Like, they're going to be back.
Right.
But they'll be gone for long stretches. So they're leaving. They go back in April, and I am just taking it from there as if they're not coming back. Like, I feel like that's what I have to go into it as. And I know my mom's listening, and I'm not bringing this up for make you feel bad or anything like that. Not at all. But this is what the podcast is about. It's about the shit that we're going through.
Right.
And you mean, they have to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, and at no point, did we, just so some people that don't know me, we just picked up and left. Like, and I think we talked about this the very, very first episode, that, my kids were 8 months and just barely 3. That summer, I think we moved here in like March. March will be 5 years coming up, actually. We moved here at the end of March, and then that June they both turned 1 and 3. So, and we didn't know a soul here. We just kind of picked up and went, which I like that with me and Tim. Like, I honestly think wherever I move, like, I will be happy with Tim and the kids wherever we were to end up. I feel like you definitely need that when you move somewhere you don't know anybody, like a soul.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you have a strong like foundation before you do something like that. So thankfully we had that. So when we moved here, we figured it out,
Now, not to do you find like that you're the type of person who can, you guys just picked up and left one day, like you felt like this is what's best for our family and that's what we're going to do. Like, do you feel like that you guys like are kind of like not spur of the moment per se, but like you guys are like kind of make those kind of quick decisions, or are you kind of like the people who like sit on things and mull it over for like ever? And
well, we didn't mull it over. I think we kind of, I think it felt spur of the moment because I got the job so quickly. But I mean, me and him were talking about it for like maybe like 3 months. And then after the 3 months, I was like, I think I maybe mentioned it to my parents. But because I didn't want to mention it to them unless me and him were actually serious about doing it. Because I hate being the kind of people that talk about something and then never fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to talk about it, that something possibly I'm going to do, that means I'm actually going to try at least. Whether I fail at it or not, like, if I'm putting it out there for the public, I'm actually going to at least attempt it. So for like 3 months, I want to say, it's been so long, I don't really remember, but somewhere around there, me and him touch base about it, started Googling like places to live and stuff like that. And then when I told my parents about it, I think was right around when I started applying for jobs. And then I think it only took me about a month to get an interview. And then when I finally drove out here for the interview, got offered the job, I mean, it was like within 2 months, I was like, I'm leaving in a month. You know what I mean?
We kind of talked about it for a couple months. And then, I mean, I feel like there's different kinds of people. And each way is fine. But I feel like we're the kinds of people who, like, when we talk about something, like, we don't sit on it and mull it over for years. It's like, if we're talking about something and we want to try something, like, we're going to go ahead and do it. And I guess sometimes it works out, which this worked out for us. I mean, obviously we miss family back home, but I mean, I just feel like we're not the kind of people who like just like sit on shit. Like,
and if you mull it over for years, it's just not going to ever happen.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, not to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So back to my parents, and just, now that they're, so I am in my head going to go back to as if they weren't when they were not here. You know what I mean? Which it's kind of hard, to be honest. Like coming here and not having anybody was fine. Like we started out fresh and this is how it is. So we are going to etch out our life here with, you know what I mean? With no